Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about a trade that I took, which I really liked. It didn't pan out, um, but I really love the setup. I really love what I did too, as well. And we'll kind of talk about how I limited my losses today. So coming back to here, I have it on replay already set. You can see here that first of all, if I delete volume profile, you can look and see that we're a little bit in a bit of a chop. But I'd say overall we are bearish, right? So I decided to take that as um, an indication that I should only be selling from value area highs, right? We did have this bounce off value area highs of the previous day, right? Which was that Friday, and we bounced up. And we did have a nice movement up, but then we came back down, back to this prior day value area high level, right? So I could have taken this, right? And then headed up to value area highs, which is where we're at here. But again, looking at how the chart was playing out, I thought we were more bearish than bullish. So I guess you could say it could have gone either way, but I really like this trade here. As you can see, again, it's on the 1 minute. High volume, reverse hammer here as well. That's my entry. That's normally what I take all the time. So we did end up taking it here. And at this point, if we fast forward to about 11:11, you'll see here how the trade played out. The trade played out pretty much kind of what I thought it would, right? I thought it would come lower here, maybe slight pullback to VWAP or so, and then continue lower at least to these value area low levels. I did have some being taken off at 838 and then the rest being taken off at 835, except for one. I always like to leave a runner. But it just seems like every single time I take or I set a target, we always get a few points away and then we never get there. And then I ended up getting stopped out here, right? One of the things that I want to learn is to be definitively wrong, meaning that if I'm wrong, I am clearly wrong. At this point in time, I took my loss, I went to bed, um, but when I woke up, I saw what had happened. I basically got stopped out at the top, right? You'll see here, getting stopped out at the top here, right? Before that, actually, let's talk about this. I took off five at this point, right? Because after we broke down, I was like, if we're breaking these highs, then we probably lose. So you'll see here, I had some stopped at 857, which we got stopped out on, but it was half of the position. The other half was taken off at these highs here, right? So doing a great job limiting losses, not taking as high of a loss as we could have, right? By about 5 points or so. So that does help. Keeping our losses down to $250, which is awesome. I'm really trying to aim for double that to win, right? But we'll kind of get more into that in a little bit. So here, ended up getting stopped out at the top. And then you can see here, it literally did exactly what we wanted it to do. In fact, it went even lower than I thought it would, right? So it was literally at the top that I got stopped out and it ran into my direction. I wasn't really seeing that this would head higher, right, than these points. But originally, my stop loss was actually at this level here at 876. So if I'd kept my original stop loss, then I would have profited, it would have been fine, and it would have been okay, right? But because we had this initial movement down, I was just thinking, okay, there's no way, I'm not saying that there's no way, but it's a low likelihood that we break these levels and then continue higher. But we did break those levels. We slightly continued higher. I got stopped out. You can see here my stop was just above this uh, point right here as well. Again, really good stop loss placement, and it just didn't work. So I'm not upset about this trade. Of course, I'm always frustrated when it doesn't go my way, but that's part of trading and that's part of life, right? So what I want to talk about is being definitively wrong. I'm starting to, as I review my trades every single day, I'm starting to understand which direction the market is going. Again, today I picked it the right direction. I picked a good area to start entering as well, but I still ended up losing even though I was right overall with my thesis. And I think that I am relying too heavily on the 1 minute in terms of my stop loss. Because if I come down to the 5 minute, at this point in time here, the 5 minute, to definitively be wrong on this trade, you need to be above 876, which is what I initially wanted. And at this time, I initially had it there, but then I moved it down thinking, okay, well, let's preserve the position as we were up initially. And if we start reversing past break even, then I'm wrong. But I was still right. And I've seen that with my trades this month, more recently to be exact, is that my stop loss placement initially is fine, but then after that, as I go into profit and things start to go in my favor and then it reverses, I end up shifting it to the point where I lose and then the market ends up going inside into my direction. So I need to figure out a way to be definitively wrong, making sure that my stop loss placement is a place where I am clearly wrong about my thesis, whether if it's bearish, right, as in this scenario, where if you are at this level or higher, I am clearly wrong. We need to flip our bias. And that's not something that really have been geez, I can't talk today. That's something that I really haven't really been thinking about as of late. In hindsight, my stop loss should have stayed. I should have been patient with this trade, right? Now it was already late at night too, so um, I only really trade from 8 to 10, 10:30 at the latest. I need to find a trade. If not by then we just forget about it. So it was about 10:22 that we actually got our signal. So I still took the trade, which was fine. But in hindsight, it's like we need to finish above 876 in order for us to lose definitively, right? By not being patient and by caring about the profits, right? The loss in profits, that's where I realize that is my flaw, right? Right now, I really need to be focused fully on the process in the sense of, are you winning or are you losing? Right? Of course, break even is an option as well. But in the sense of, if this market goes above or below a certain level, are you right or are you wrong? And in this scenario here, where I got stopped out, yes, you could say at this time, okay, you have a nice green bullish candle right here. You could be right, or you could be wrong, sorry, in a sense that, okay, we are actually heading higher for these highs, but we still don't know that until we get above here. So going forward, I believe that I'm going to start using the 5 minute for my stop loss placement, and I'm going to use um, the 1 minute for entries. So the 1 minute for entry is still fine. I still had a really good entry on that trade. It just didn't pan out. The 5 minute, the stop loss again, as we confirm downwards here, especially to this nice high volume red candle slashing through VWAP. As we got through that, I really did believe that we wouldn't be heading any higher, but we got tagged out, and then we got to the top, and then as I went to sleep, we just headed lower and lower and lower. So it definitely is frustrating for sure. Looking at the account, we have about $800 left in drawdown. Um, we haven't, last couple of trades, we haven't traded poorly at all. We're just trying to see where it goes. So my plan is to continue in this way where we are risking maximum $500. We have $800 left. Again, I'm not full porting the account, but I'm also not being scared to lose it either, right? We can't trade in a scared fashion. Um, Again, not looking to trade every day. If something presents itself, it definitely will be taken, just like how it was on this trade. But at the same time, too, it's not something where I am forcing trades as well. Clearly, it's been a rough month for me overall, but um, that's something that we're learning from, right? I cannot be hung up on the fact that, okay, we've lost and we're losing money this month, right? And allow that to hinder us from sticking with the process and sticking with, okay, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Because all of these trades, whether I win or I lose, I have to learn something from it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be better as a trader. So, yeah, hopefully we can get out of drawdown though. That'd be so exciting. Get the balance back to zero and then get it into the green so that way we can actually take a payout because we are eligible for a payout. So we'll see how it goes, but Again, we still have a few more accounts. I still have to activate another one. And this combine is actually doing pretty well too. I've been trading this combine as well. I didn't take a trade on it today, but we are about $600 away from passing this one. So if we pass that one, then cool. Like we're right there for 5 accounts. So let's see how that goes. I'm gonna be patient though, and we'll just keep it going. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video today. Quick one, but let me know your thoughts on being definitively wrong. Do you guys place your stop losses in a place where clearly your thesis is wrong, or do you kind of place it based off of profit? How do you guys place your stop losses? I would really love to know. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video today. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Hopefully, you guys are trading well, having a great start to the week. And yeah, keep trading stoically.